Indeed, Dick Fordew. Here we go. Greetings, mortars, and welcome. I am aware that I am approximately 3 minutes early, so it is not yet that time of day, you know. Do not begin gathering your three, for it is not yet 3. Did I say 3? Do not begin gathering your 3 because it's not 3. Did I actually just say that? Let me know in the comments. Did I fuck it up? I probably did. Right, sip sip. People probably aren't going to show up for a while, so I am going to road the parrot. I am going to place my royal rag upon my semi-divine knee. And then I'm going to get right into it. For today, we are still in Siberia. We remain in Siberia. PEINTEINGU has a mission to complete here in Siberia. Not much left to do here, but I think I want to fix the tops. I want to fix these speakers. These speakers are trash. These fucking speakers are trash. I want to fix them. And then the mountain needs a bit more white, just like Europe. And then I think we'll be done. So not much to do today in terms of the PEINTEINGU. The PEINTEINGU will be finished. The conclusion of this PEINTEINGU. You did say 3. Fuck! It has been confirmed. I fucked it up. Well, it doesn't matter, because we don't even need to start gathering our chi until it is 3. I swear to God I nearly said 3 again. What is it with me and gathering 3s? I have no idea. Right. Quick yawn. God. The last, St. Paddy weekend, I have made a recent unfortunate habit of wrecking my beautiful fucking routine of, being in bed by 10 p.m. and then being, awake at, before 7, 6:30 or some shit. And the last couple of, months or days, even because of St. Paddy's weekend and shit like that, I've just repeatedly shagged my routine. Or I'm staying up too late and not getting up early enough, and I'm not working out and all this shit. But the last few days I'm starting to get back into it. Workout I did today was decent. Seriously humbles you when you just do simple shit for long periods of time. I have a 20 kilo sandbag and just, I don't know how many steps are on the stairs, but we have these stairs that each step is too short for me to actually place my entire foot on it. I'm not even kidding. The stairs in my house are for hobbits. I know I'm Irish, but fuck's sake. I have a size. What size shoe do I wear? 11 and a half to 12, depending on the boot. Or I can't remember the last time I bought a pair of runners. But I float between 11 and a half and a 12. And approximately a third of my foot doesn't fit on each step on the stairs in my home. And people have experienced the consequences of this when they visit, and they're like, "Oh bro, can I use your toilet?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, it's fucking, up last door on the right hand side," and then they go up the stairs, and it's always just what the fuck is up with your stairs? And it's oh yeah, you kind of have to embrace your inner goat and fucking just the front half of your feet are the only things that you basically have to tiptoe up my stairs. But it actually it creates a more of a challenge when I'm trying to go up and down the stairs repeatedly with kettlebells or that 20 kilo sandbag. 40 pounds for your fucking, for the Americans. I've only recently discovered that the whole pounds kilos thing, it's pounds are basically just doubled. If it's fucking 20 kilos, it's 40 pounds. I weigh approximately 70 ish kilos, 79 kilos or something like that, which is 145 pounds or something. I'm probably like I'm in and around that right now. Like I'm currently 11 stone 5 pounds, which, in my humble opinion, I am like a fucking skinny bitch right now. For a while now, like I want to be like 13 stone. Um, yeah, like the mountains are Bob Ross beautiful, but the speakers are shite, man. Like she fucking like her criticisms are so blunt, it's hilarious. Oh, it's 2 minutes past 3, so you must begin gathering chi. Brother Griffu, welcome. Indeed, you have much honor. You are recently married. That brings much honor to you and your family. Your ancestors would be proud of you, Brother Griffu. I'm feeling good today. I've good energy today. The glorious light of heaven shines brightly upon my beard and the room of PEINTEINGU. Here in my PEINTEINGU cabin on my PEINTEINGU ship, where we set sail for many destinations around Earthrealm. I was only thinking earlier on that like I really want to do like an intro animation thing, or like I'll have to get somebody to help me with it, or just do it. Like, you know, if I might pay one of the bears that's like a live bear that's like good at animation or some shit. But what I want to do, like similar to the intro in Samurai Jack, where it's like Aku being like, "Wrong ago, in a distant land, I, Aku, master," was it like shape-shifting master of darkness. That fucking like I want to do like an intro where it's like me narrating it, and it's like I was like, I think like I want to make it as funny as possible, especially for people who have been watching PEINTEINGU on the regular. I want it to be like, approximately 3 years hence, I, Defenderu, former god of PEINTEINGU, was cast out of the glorious horrors of heaven, petitioned by the Monkey King to be exiled. Why? For painting the Monkey King's portrait and displaying for everyone in the glorious horrors of heaven to see how small his penis is. Like, I just think it'd be a hilarious little cartoon. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like a fucking like I've basically done with Japanese lore, Japanese mythology. I've done with Japanese mythology what what's the guy that made fucking I can't remember, but like the guys that made God of War the game, where they basically just like made up, as far as I know, Kratos is just like a made up mythological character, right? And like he becomes the God of War by slaying the actual God of War, Ares. And like there's all this thing, like he starts off as a human and then becomes a god and all this shit. And they just like, you know, made up their own mythological character and inserted him into the lore. And it was fucking awesome. They got a whole franchise out of it, like, you know. So like I'm basically doing that, where I have like haphazardly over the past year, with the help of the chat and my own creative machinations, have like thrown together this storyline where Defenderu, former god of PEINTEINGU, now demigod of PEINTEINGU, has been relegated to Earthrealm to paint for mortars, foreign dogs, in an attempt to earn his way back into the glorious horrors of heaven. Which I think it's fucking hilarious. You could totally make a cartoon out of this fucking stream. Like, it'd be so fucking funny. Like, you know, I'm currently tortured by the idea, so far the canonically on PEINTEINGU so far, the Monkey King has sent down a mischievous monkey to plague me and to vex me on a dairy basis, and I've decided that I wanted to make a monkey out of clay, like, you know, and the clay's been sitting there for like over like nearly 2 weeks now, like, and I just can't, like, between the turtle designs and the stream and the doing symmetricals and all this fucking shit, I just haven't gotten around to it, like, but I'm like dead set on it. It's on the list. It remains on the wrist. The fucking wordplay of Japu speak just gets me every time. Um, it's on my wrist of things to do. Um, I think it's hilarious that just the concept of making the monkey out of clay for the piano prop that I have, like the little bench and the piano and shit. Like it's like that in itself is actually plaguing me the last few weeks. Like the last 2 weeks, I have so I myself and the chat obviously, but like mainly me have invented a fictional monkey that is that has been sent down by the Monkey King to torture not even me, but the character that I've also invented, Defenderu, former god of now demigod of PEINTEINGU. But now the idea of actually making the monkey a reality in clay form is plaguing me. It's like a Russian doll of like self-induced fucking stress. Like it's fucking stupid. But tis my life, tis my rife. Riv, Rov, Raff. Here on PEINTEINGU, we riv, we rov, and we raff. First Reich. Were you the first Reich? How dare Dick Fordew be the first to comment and not the first to Reiku? 3 minutes 33 seconds early. How very illuminated. What? I was exactly 3 minutes and 33 seconds early. Awesome. It was meant to be. I felt it in my bones. Yo, Griffu, are your little ears open and ready for the goo? He's saying Griff has little ears. Oh, if I ever do end up doing a portrait of Griff now or a caricature or something, I'm going to give him the smallest ears you've ever seen in your life. The monkey remains merely a mortal lump of clay. Like, yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, it's not even real, and he's already like actually tormenting me. Like, and I made the whole thing up myself. So I'm like, I have invented something that torments me. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, it's like, what was that? Was that in Liar Liar? Where Jim Carrey has that line where he's like, I've slipped into the seventh circle of hell. Like, I've like every so often I fucking I get those moments where I'm like, am I mad? Have I gone mad? Am I like, just like there's functional drug addicts. Have I attained a level of consciousness and awareness, but also like trauma from like life and shit, where like I'm mad but it works. Like that's what it feels like sometimes. I swear to God. But anyway, oh God, like I just fucking like. So I have a few things on my mind at the moment, like in terms of the fucking like this morning, what I spent the majority of this morning doing. I did another turtle drawing, right? I'm gonna try and get good at like just slapping stuff up on screen. So forgive me while I practice live to be a decent streamer. Okay, so I drew this little fella this morning. Where is he now? Is he at the bottom of the list or at the top of the list? Where's this little prick? Oh, I'm in the wrong file. Okay, so like I did a bit of, well, what's the term? Housekeeping? I did a bit of housekeeping this morning. I need to get better at this shit. Where essentially, like, like the stuff I'm good at, the stuff I'm efficient at and productive with, like, is, like I get up, I work, like I'm physically active, and I'm mentally active and creatively active, and I've like all this like actual stuff that I make with my hands, and I'm really good at that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like doing the actual drawings, coming up with the concepts, putting pen to paper, like doing all this shit, meditating, trying to eat healthy, all that crap. What I'm terrible at is like marketing, networking, the business side of things, keeping like a digital archive of my work and so on and so forth. So I had to like do a lot of that this morning. And I now have separate folders where like of all the stuff that I'm gonna try to use for merch in one folder, and then I'm currently working on the tactical turtles as like a concept and design for like t-shirts and merch, and possibly even getting like 3D models printed of them at one stage. So I've a folder for them, and then I have a folder for the duck stuff. Bears like 2 acre will know of the duck designs that I've done before. Like I've seriously I've too many fucking ideas. I suffer greatly from idea paralysis and choice paralysis in that sense, where like I have an entire idea for like this cartoon comic book series about a duck called Gun Duck, and like this series is called Cluster Duck. And I thought that was I call it like I was like cluster fuck, like, you know what I mean, but it's Cluster Duck, and it's about like it involves like space, and but like I wanted to do space in my own science fiction way, and do like even more naval style stuff in space, where like the ships like actually act as if like space is like a liquid medium and not just like a vacuum and shit. But anyway, that's going into it. But so I have like a whole thing about ducks. Like the main character's got a fucking uh I'll try and bring him up actually. Like, so like I'll go through them. I may as well, like it's my stream and I'm explaining shit. I may as well actually give some backstory. So the cluster duck stuff mainly revolves around where's the best drawing? The best drawing of Gun Duck, the main character from Cluster Duck series, is Gun Duck. I've like 3 or 4 series that I want to make, that I want to like whole universes, like, do you know what I mean? Like world building, I've said this before, is actually like my favorite pastime, creatively anyway. So Gunduk, right, now I need to share this image on the stream. Window capture, where's window capture? Okay, open source properties, and then go to photos. No, not that one. Streamlab, window capture, art and stuff. Art and stuff, no, not that one. Photos, should be this one. I don't know what the crack is. No? For some reason it's not showing that one. Okay, that's just the default. I have my duck here. I simply want to use him. Where's this thing? Okay. Maybe I just need to have it like out. Need to have it out. Need to whip it out. Where's it? Photos. No? What the fuck? Why isn't that working? Well, isn't that just shit? That's incredibly annoying. See, this is why you should practice before streaming, because then you don't end up with all this shit. Where's this fucking... No, that's my alert box. Don't want to move that. Window capture. Where's window capture? Where's my window capture? I'm just like moving my stream all over the place now. Properties. I want to see the duck. Show me the duck. Yeah. Capture method automatic. Where's the photo one? It's so fucking annoying. I just have another window up. Why are you being a dick about it? Huh? Why are you being a dick about it? Come on, like. I currently have like all this shit just on my laptop, and I'm trying to organize it. You can basically see it on screen now. It's basically like that's basically what it is, like, but it's real small. I want to make it bigger than that. How do I do that? Okay. Just click on this. Now I've opened this window. Close this window. Open this window. Right. Window capture. Show me the ducky. No? What the fuck? No, that's not working. That's really fucking annoying. Like, why isn't that working? It just won't show. It won't show the window where I have it open. Okay, I'll try it a different way. Okay. Can I try it a different way? This is quite annoying. I mean, can I just like share my screen type thing? Webcam. Webcam is showing the desktop window capture. Can I just show the desktop? That is what window capture is, isn't it? This has become tiresome. I should have just set all this up for fucking before the stream. But I've like brought videos up and shit before, so it's just, like, you know when you've done something before and then you try to do it, like, you know, like you tell someone like, yeah, I can do this thing, and then you try to do it in front of them and you can't fucking do it. That's fucking mad annoying. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, that's the only other window available and it just won't show it. No. Weird. That's super fucking weird. I don't know why that's not working. Anywho, never mind about that. Obviously, I'm not supposed to show off my fucking goods today. But I did, like, basically I rearranged everything, have it all separated into folders, and like I'm working on the turtle designs at the moment. I did, like, I really wanted to show that little fucker that I drew this morning because I think he's hilarious looking. I'm trying to do, you know, I'm trying, because they're called tactical turtles, I'm trying to do, like, you know, funny but like semi-accurate, like, classes and stuff, like, you know, like one with a silenced pistol and like a fucking, you know, radio to call in backup or some shit like that, like, and then one with an artillery thing, like, you know, one with a grenade launcher, one with the one with the grenade launcher has a red bandana, like, do you know what I mean? It's like I'm trying to do like archetypes and stuff. Now, hold on a minute, I'm gonna try one more time to tactical turtles. Get out of that. I'm gonna try one more time to just bring this up and then bring this up and turn it. I have to turn it. Okay. Now, can I just fucking show that? You fucking Streamlabs cunt you. Window capture. Open source properties. Photos. No. Yeah, like, that's not what I want to show. I want to show that, but it's not working. Fine. Fuck you. It's just making an absolute mockery of me now. It's just not supposed to, it's not supposed to work. It just doesn't want to work. It's just fucking me in the ass, live on the internet. Making an absolute show of me. Right. I have a PEINTEINGU to finish. Shall we? For today, for the last day of PEINTEINGU, I have chosen a band called Threat Signal. I love these guys. They're one of my favorites. Now, unfortunately, this particular playthrough of their album, what's it called? Under Reprisal. The last few seconds of each song is like cut off and then it switches to the next one, which kind of sucks for people like me who, like, if you're a big fan of them or whatever. But I hope you guys enjoy. Listen to the awesome tunage and do as Brother Carlos will remind you to do. Our resident Siberian tiger, formerly addicted to cocaine, no longer. His withdrawals, however, have become significant in the recent times. Our Brother Carlos reminds you to Rika unsubscriber, you cunter. To PEINTEINGU. If you wish to support PEINTEINGU, you can do so by clicking the link in the description. Now, with a ding of the dong, we maintain and ascend to a vibration of clarity. And then we pray metar. And we paint. Let me know how it sounds. I fucking love this album. Right. Just gonna slap some white on that now. Get that over and done with. Oh yeah! Let me know what the levels are like. Is the music like, you know, overpowering my voice? Is my voice overpowering the music? So on and so forth. Welcome, Demon Hunter Baru. My introduction to Threat Signal was their song New World Order. No way. My introduction to them was A New Beginning. A New Beginning's amazing. They've got some sick tunes. I don't know what they're like politically, if they sold their souls to the devil. I don't know. It's never loud enough. Alright, I'm gonna not talk and let the tunes do the talking. Right, I just put it up to 60 there. This is my introduction to Threat Signal. I hope you like it.
Break
Much better. Keep those bitches clean. You know when you haven't listened to a band in ages and you just start remembering all the lyrics? Fucking lungs on the chap. Happened to me this morning. I woke up with a Korn song in my head and remembered each word. Like a bit of Korn, yeah. I like a Korn. Yeah, man, I fucking love these. They're deadly. They're like really high quality metal, like, you know? Like, they really know what they're doing, like, musically and shit. And the vocals are pretty sweet. Like, the drums, the guitars, his vocals, the whole thing, like, you know? Oh, hard on me. Right, now the idea I have for these lights may or may not work. We shall see. I will return shortly. I have an idea. Defender! The room is so dusty. Dust in my eyes. Ugh. Right, so the plan is to use the more transparent colors to create lighting. So let's see how this goes. We'll go with the lemon yellow first. Separate color. Right, pray to the gods that this works. Kind of working. Our plan kind of worked. Paintingu. Oh, here we go. This is my favorite one. One off, anyway. This is the first one I heard by them. goo 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 goo. Goo 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 goo. I love those long screams. Deeper from within. Actually turned out alright. Can't really see it like on the stream probably, but like you'd be able to see it with just a layer of colour. I love all that shit. That's fucking awesome. This part here is what made me fall in love with it. Because they just do this to the end of the song. Yeah, and see what I mean? They just cut it off on this version of the album, like on YouTube. They just like, they cut it off. Because that leads out for another like 10 or 15 seconds or something. Like, it's fucking beautiful. I could try and put more stars in there, but I don't want to like fuck up the story with too many stars. Yeah, I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit. Just a wick of it. Sip, sip. Paint, paint. Mosh, mosh. See, they just do it again. They just like cut off the beautiful lead out. Like, it's literally the only thing that annoys me about this. Like, but whatever. It's just like how shit is these days. Like, because I don't have like a fucking actual CD and a fucking radio and shit. Like, it's all digital and it's all on YouTube. It's like beggars can't be choosers. Maxed out Baru, welcome to the painting game. Domo arigato for your comment too. If you don't know who we're listening to, it's Threat Signal. If you already knew that, we can be friends. PEINTEINGU. We need a PEINTEINGU metal song. It would be fucking awesome. It has to include a shamisen solo. If you don't know what a shamisen is, we can't be friends. Painting goo, goo, goo. Painting goo, goo. Painting goo, goo, goo. Painting goo, goo. Iron Man Burrow has arrived! Welcome, Iron Man Burrow, to PEINTEINGU. PEINTEINGU. Goo, goo, goo. PEINTEINGU. I need a different shade of brown. No shamisen, no deal. Cutting off the end of music is an FCC and ASCAP strike against YouTube, allegedly. That's ridiculous, like. That's hilarious. Griffu, I am delighted that you are enjoying the tunage. I prefer my tunes uncircumcised, thank you. I know, it's horrible. It's fucking hilarious though. Right, I need a bit of orange. A wicked bit of orange. That'll give me the brown I want. I need orange first. Oh yeah. I want to get like just add brack. Need some brown? Just add brack. That's the kind of brown I'm looking for. Those lighter browns. Denmark Burrow has arrived at the PEINTEINGU. Welcome, Denmark Burrow. PEINTEINGU, goo, goo. PEINTEINGU, goo, goo. Paint, 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 paint. It's all in the lips. You know your face just contorts when you're listening to good metal. Just... yeah. PEINTEINGU! Man, PEINTEINGU song would be hilarious. Could you imagine, like, Japanese, like, metal fucking PEINTEINGU song? PEINTEINGU! It's like... Now is time to paint! Might have to make more brown. Definitely gonna have to make more brown. Has the eagle landed yet? No, not yet, man. I'll let you know. Don't worry. Oh, no, I am, like I said, as gay as it sounds, I am eagerly awaiting your package. PEINTEINGU. Goo goo goo. PEINTEINGU. PEINTEINGU. I'm just on the bar till the Pardon me. Paintingu, paintingu, goo goo. Fucking love this bit. Riker and subscriber to PEINTEINGU. For epic tunes, epic rants, and epic PEINTEINGU. PEINTEINGU, PEINTEINGU. We have a donation to the streamu. A PEINTEINGU patron has made homage to the stream. Shapiro's Solar Yamaka has tipped. The fact is, folks, this is a great PEINTEINGU, okay?
It's just a great PEINTEINGU, okay? It's just facts. Facts don't care about your feelings, and neither does PEINTEINGU. And the fact is that this PEINTEINGU is fucking awesome. And it's also sponsored by Ben Shapiro. This painting goo comes to you from Daily Wire.
Disclaimer, no it doesn't. Just in case you think that's... like...
For those of you who were dropped as a child... Shoeaker, make sure you send me your address on Telegram or Instagram again, or Bertaria Times. Just make sure you send me your address. So I know where the. I remember your name. That's about it. Like, I couldn't stop laughing when I found out what your name was. That was so funny.
Is that the end of it? Yeah, that's the end of it. Okay. Remember, if you are enjoying PEINTEINGU, consider doing yourself a great honor, similar to Ben Chipiru. Donate to the streamu. Link in description. Buy some of my merchandise. Link also in description. I take commissions. If you would like something painted, drawn, designed, illustrated, DM me. Leave it in the comments.
Right. The second round of tunage is nigh.
I must go all the way down to the bottom of the wrist. That sounds wrong.
List becoming wrist is going to get me in trouble.
Oh, fuck.
Right. These guys are called Periphery. Now, initially I wasn't like super fond of this album. This is their second album. I loved the first album, the stuff off their first one. But this, I grew really fond of this. It's fucking epic. Your man can be a little bit whiny, but his vocals overall are like absolutely sick. And the music is tubular awesomeness. All that American fucking like super bro. Sick bro. Sounds like a Jewish rapper name. Let me know how many nickels to send to cover the cost, but yeah, it should be like, I don't know, it'll probably be less than 20 quid. I'm gonna stick it in a tube for you, so it shouldn't be expensive at all. But I'll let you know. Pull the plug. I know we support Ukraine with money and weapons, and we probably have consultants, in quotes, on the ground. No mention of diplomacy or peace talks anywhere. Not the bottom of the wrist! Anything but the bottom of the wrist! Oh. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. The label that owns these and some other bands that I like are called Sumerian Records. And there's lots of gravy and esoteric references in lots of their songs. It's awesome.
PEINTEINGU!
Oh shit. I dropped the bitch. So many want a confrontation with Russia, it seems. It's quite bizarre. I like, why would you, like, it's like starting a fight with China or Russia. Man, I would, if I was somebody else, I wouldn't even start a fight with Ireland. Like, never mind a fucking superpower, like. Idiots, like. Our fucking, our Taoiseach there, our Prime Minister fucking resigned yesterday. Fucking... so, a moment. Our Taoiseach, our Prime Minister, whatever you want to call him, fucking resigned. That Leo Varadkar, he, like, fucking pulled out yesterday. And it's, like, only a few days, like a week or two or whatever, after that referendum where we voted no and all, like, and it's been all over the internet, right? Like, our referendum has been, like, all over YouTube, all over TikTok, all over Instagram. A load of people talking about it. There's a podcast that I, like, dip into now and again. Oh, excuse me. Called The Lotus Eaters. With a quite famous YouTuber who's doing, like, travel blogging stuff. And Carl Benjamin, whose online pseudonym is Sargon of Akkad. They're like the new ager. They think of themselves as like like modern Templars. You know, they're like Christian, attempting to be moral, and like they're like bear adjacent, but like they're kind of nerdy, like, which is probably why I kind of like them, because like they were talking about fucking Helldivers 2 there yesterday, and how like the woke horde is like going mad because the game developers from Helldivers 2 don't give a shit about all the woke stuff. So there's a lot going on right now in terms of like this geopolitical gay stuff, the global homo shit, clown world, whatever you want to call it. The pendulum has been swinging for a few months now, hard, I think. Like it started like a year or two ago, where you started to see people say things that like Owen said 5 or 6 years ago, like, and it's like shit's starting to catch up. And that's what I was saying. I was talking to the female about this morning, because she was talking about your man, our Taoiseach, Leo Varadkar. I think that is the English for a prime minister.
um, she was like, "Oh yeah, did you see he resigned and stuff?" Like, and it's like it's funny how they like he gives this big speech about everything he's done and been a part of, and then he starts crying at the end of it and all this shit, and it's just like, oh my god, like like it's fairly obvious that it's like his masters, like his fucking string pullers or whatever, like it's like, okay, the referendum didn't go the way they wanted it to go, seemingly, I mean, like they're going on like one of the things he said over the last few weeks was fucking what was it? It was our job to convince the public to vote yes, yes, and we failed at that job. And it's like, that's not your job. Your job is to my top knot is like slumped to one side because my hair's still wet. His job isn't like a prime minister's and the politicians' job is not to convince the public of anything. Do you know what I mean? The politicians' jobs is supposed to be to be the voice of the public. Do you know what I mean? And like, I know we live in an inverted time in an inverted realm, but like, it's just so funny to me to hear them say shit that, like, to people like us with a certain level of awareness, or we're paying attention, or we're looking at it from a certain perspective, like, do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to say we're better or whatever, like, well, come on, we all know we're better. It's like, are the Jedi better than the Sith? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, fucking, yeah, but no, I don't know, like, fucking Darth Maul's pretty badass. Like, it's just obvious to people like us that, like, the way they say things and the content of their speech, like, do you know what I mean? And like, you're like analyzing it and judging it and shit, like, fucking the way he says things and all, it's like, it's so it's fairly apparent from the outside looking in that, like, their masters are not happy with that referendum and how it went, and they've basically just been like, all right, you need to step down. Kind of like what happened like a few years ago in England, where like something happened and then Theresa May just like fucking resigned. Like, and like she wasn't even in that long or some shit, like, it's like, and she did the same thing. She was standing outside fucking 10 Downing Street or whatever it's called, at a podium, at a plinth or whatever the fuck they're called, like a podium, and was just like, shaking and just be like, this office has been my life's work, like, and it's just like, it's fucking, it's like, what to me, what it looks like in those moments is you're watching someone who is traumatized and broken in various ways, like someone who lives a life of like deception and sin and, like, for want of a better term, evil, right? And in those moments, they're reading what has more than likely been written for them to say, right? It's not like they fucking wrote it down the night before and it's like, right, this is what I'm going to say. No, like, they get handed shit to say, right? And as they're reading it and as they're looking out and as they're processing the fact that they've just been sacked, or not even sacked, like more like fucking used as a scapegoat for a situation, like, do you know what I mean? Right, we didn't get the result we wanted, blame this cunt, right? Cut the head off the fucking that part of the snake, and like, it's like that section of the Hydra has to die and another one comes up, like, and they get emotional. But I can if I put myself in their shoes, if I try to put myself in Leo Varadkar's shoes in that moment in time, I probably would be able to get emotional and pass it off as me being sad because these words I'm saying are genuine, when in reality what he's actually sad about is he's not going to be in the same circles. He's not going to be, like, he's lost respect, he's lost power, he's lost access, he's lost privileges, perks, stuff like that he's no longer going to have access to, or he's no longer going to be bestowed with, because he has failed in his job to, as he stated, convince the public to do something. Like, that's what's going on from as far as I can tell. I believe that is what is happening. It's like a military situation where it's like, okay, the person responsible needs to be dealt with, in quotes. And that doesn't mean you need to kill them, but what you do need to do is, like, you know, send them a couple of rungs back down the ladder, or like put them on a different ladder. Like, you know, like, look at all the shit that Obama did after being the president. Like, he like writes his books and he gets supposedly involved in like being a philanthropist and all this shit. Like, I'm telling you now, that's what the fucking Varadkar fella is probably going to do. But anyway, I'm going to stick the tunes back on while I take a piss, and I will return in the moment. In the moment? Well, it will be in the moment when I return, but I will return in a moment. Oh. Right. I have returned from empty the dragon. Put the tunes down a little bit. From my understanding, it sounds like the French, in brackets, of all unlikely bedfellows, are most gung-ho for the fight. Heard that more French, in quotes, consultants are being recovered from destroyed positions. Weimar, question mark? They have lots of fresh arrival young males to fight for them. Yeah, like the fucking amount of migration going on right now, and like I think it's all in preparation. Like they're trying to like plant forces. Like that's basically kind of what's going on. Is like they're trying to supplant certain areas to a point where they can, like, you know, have more of a political advantage in terms of like left-wing voters, more liberal voters and shit. Because like all these migrants that they bring in, like pretty much all of them are going to vote in that direction. So they just funnel all of them. Like some of the shit that's been going on over here is crazy, and like it's similar stuff is happening, I'm assuming realm wide, but like definitely in the UK, which Ireland is not in the UK. The north of Ireland counts still, for God only knows what reasons, as part of the United Kingdom. The Republic of Ireland is not part of the United Kingdom. Unfortunately, we are still a member of the EU and the UN, as far as I know. But like, no, loads of people out there are like, isn't Ireland in the UK? It's like, no, it is not. Anyway, a moment. I felt a burp coming. Oh, there we go. Right. But yeah, they're just fucking, they're like busing. They're like a bus full of fucking like 30-year-old foreign men from all. It's not like Ukrainians. Like fuck all of them are Ukrainians. Like loads of them are fucking like all sorts. You got fucking like Brazilians, Egyptians, fucking Iranians, fucking Afghanistan, like a load of them. Like, you know, it's like crazy, and they just show up late at night when no one's like when most people are asleep and like fuck all people are watching. They just bust a load of these cunts into a fucking place and set them up in a hotel or on a fucking boat. Like I've heard that's happened a lot in the UK, where like they have these lads like on ferries and boats just at the dock, and it's just full of migrants. Like, it's crazy. Like, the shit that's going on is fucking mental. But like, I'm sure the shit going on, like the shit that's going on all the time is always fucking mental. It's just whether you're aware of it or not. You know what I mean? And like, in order to be aware of it, like, you need to pay attention to it. And if you're going to pay attention to it, it's going to have an effect on you and shit. Like, and they're like, I'm not saying that like you should just remain ignorant. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm totally, I'm of the belief that it behooves oneself to be aware of as much as possible, but to not let it affect you. Do you know what I mean? Which can be difficult, because when you witness some shit, it's pretty much impossible to not have it affect you on some level, like, you know? But that's the world we live in today. Like, I've said this before on the stream, is like, we live in an age where like, it's not like the average guy has to like kill a lion with a fucking stick or a sling or something, like, you know, or like most men are like, no, most of us aren't gonna have to, hopefully, God willing, most of us, like, we don't have to kill, you know, we like, even for our food. Do you know what I mean? So like, things are really different in loads of ways, and like, our battle is like cultural and digital and mental and spiritual, way more than it is physical, which is cool. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a cool time to be alive. Like, I was only thinking this last night. I was playing Battlefield 1. There's loads of people still playing Battlefield 1. For those of you who don't have any reference to what I'm saying, there's a first-person shooter on the PlayStation 4 and other platforms, but mainly PlayStation, where it's like Battlefield 1 was like 2 games ago. So they had Battlefield 1, and it was called 1 because it was World War 1. And then they had Battlefield 5 because it was the 5th installment in the franchise, but it was after Battlefield 1. I know, confusing. A few video game companies have done this shit where it's like utterly retarded. Like, there's 2 Call of Duty Modern Warfares, and they're like 10 years apart. It's fucking stupid, but whatever. Like, how lazy do you have to be to not be able to just come up with a new name for your fucking game? Like, but and then the latest one is Battlefield 2042, which is based in the future, right? And there's something about Battlefield 1 that I just fucking love, because it's based in World War 1 and the Ottoman Empire. Like, there's like, you know, British, Ottomans, Spanish, Italians, French, German, like, you know, and it's fucking Russians. And it's class. Like, the maps are amazing. The graphics are fucking class. Like, the engines are... It's just a really fucking good online shooter, and I really enjoy playing it. Like, why did I bring this up? Where was I going with this? Yeah, the thought I had last night was... One of the reasons I enjoy video games so much, and games like that in particular... like, I used to say this a lot back in the day, where like you'd have guys who are like mad into playing FIFA. FIFA is like, you know, fucking soccer, like football. Like it's just digital soccer. Like, do you know what I mean? And there's a FIFA comes out like every year or 2 years, right? And there's people who, like, there's kids, grown men who like fucking love FIFA, like, you know. And I understand that less than I understand people who love like actual soccer and football in real life. You know, if you're really big into a real life sport, kudos to you. You know, but if you're like really big into playing a video game, if it's NBA or NFL or the golf tour thing, you know, or like any of these things that you can do in real life, I don't understand the appeal. Because to me, the appeal of video games is things like Halo, where I can play as a 9 foot tall, fucking genetically altered human, wearing essentially like the equivalent weight of armor as a fucking metric ton of a tank or some shit, and you can like jump around and shoot aliens in the face and blow shit up and all, and defend fictional Earth from fictional enemies. It's awesome, right? And one of the things that I love about games like Battlefield, where they attempt to simulate to a fairly realistic degree, both the details and the mechanics of like what it would be like to fight in World War One, right? And like they do a fairly good job of portraying how like just like much wanton destruction and like unnecessary suffering and like and all this shit, where like the start of the game puts you through a series of dudes where like you'll assume control of one guy and you'll kill a few people and then you'll be overwhelmed. You'll assume the control of another guy and then get hit by a guy with a flamethrower from around the corner, and like it keeps showing that like, you know, they're only like 18 years old or 20 years old or like whatever, because it's like John blah 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 from fucking 17 something to 18 blah blah blah, like, you know. And it's like it's really hammering home the idea that like, look at all these dudes who had like, you know, families and brothers and sisters, and they were husbands and like all this, like, you know, fathers, and they're all just like every half a second one of them's getting shot in the face or burnt to death or blown up or all these things. Like, what was it for? Like, did it even says that, it says like it was the greatest loss of life or some shit that like today, and like it was a war between all nations and it changed nothing, you know, which in a sense is correct, because like you still had another fucking world war. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, didn't the Russians call it the Great War, or like the war to end all wars? The First World War or the Second World War, I'm not sure. But the thought I had, anyway, to get to my point, is that like we live in a time where we can experience things to quite a realistic degree without actually having to suffer the consequence of experiencing those things. Now, there's negative things like that, like porn, you know. But then there's positive things like that, like video games. Because, like, a video game can teach you something, you know. Now, I know there's going to be some lunatics out there that could argue, like, well, porn can teach you a few things, too. It can teach you that you shouldn't be watching it. But, like, there's an element of, like, gratefulness that I had last night, where I was like, I'm grateful to be alive in a time where, like, I can experience all the positives of warfare and none of the negatives, because there is something incredibly entertaining about warfare, especially for males, like especially for men. We are like not obsessed, but like fascinated by the aspects of warfare, because there's so many variables and there's so many ways to do war, and there's so many like just so many options and so many things that can happen, and like, and like the purpose of like a moral battle. Like, do you know what I mean? There are good forms of violence. There are like morally good forms of war, you know, because there's morally reprehensible forms of violence of war. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there are the cultures that have like decided, right, well, we're just going to conquer everything. To me, that's fucked up. But you do end up getting like, you know, there are like positives that come out of like one culture like trying to conquer the whole realm. Then like the individual cultures like start to rebel against them, and then at the same time like there's like, do you know, like all these technologies that like spread across the whole place because one culture is conquering everything and using a particular technology. Like, you know, it's like there's positives and negatives to everything. Like, obviously, like, it'd be hard to try and fucking argue so like points like this to a person who's wrapped up in that thing at the time. You know, your fucking family's been murdered by fucking bombing, or like, you know, your wife was raped and murdered while you were at the front or some shit. Like, and like, you know, you're like cycling off duty or some shit like that, and you get to go home for a couple of months, and you realize that she's been raped and murdered by, like, because the location that you were lived in was overrun or some shit. Like, it's crazy. Like, some horrific shit happens, not just in war, but like especially in war. And trying to say that, like, you know, to a person who's experienced stuff like that, it's like, you know, but it's all life, it's just the circle of life, these are all just experiences and shit. Like, you know, because somebody like me is quite autistically meta about things, but that's because that's what provides me with a sense of peace and clarity, is to view things from a meta aspect. Because if you just focus on the in the weeds, like, oh my god, my kids just got bombed, you know, I just lost my 8-year-old and 2-year-old, and my husband isn't around because he's off fighting. Yes, that's fucking horrific. But like that guy that Owen showed on the stream a few weeks ago, like, you know, that Muslim lad who lost his 2 sons in a bombing, and he's like, I'm glad they're with Allah. Allah has called them home. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be sad that they're with Allah now, you know? That's the attitude you want to have, because, like, that's the attitude that defeats that kind of aggression, you know? Because that's what they want. They want to blow up a building full of fucking kids and have the people be irreversibly demoralized, because then they're easier to conquer. They put up less of a fight. What they don't want is to bomb a place and for everyone to stand there smiling and laughing, you know, saying that, like, it doesn't matter how many of us you kill or how much you bomb us, God is with us, you know. Like, good luck trying to conquer those people. Like, you know, fuck. It's like, that's the mentality you need, like, you know. But anyway, enough rambling. Back to the tunes. Well, I'll catch up on chat, and then I'll go back to the tunes. I get that bad feeling in my stomach as during COVID. I hear you, Denmark Bear. I hear you. I'm in a sense, I'm in the same headspace, because I feel the pendulum has been swinging, and because I see these things happening, like our prime minister fucking like packing it in, and the referendum, the no result and stuff. Something's coming. Do you know what I mean? Like, another big milestone is around the corner. I can feel it, because you have this, like, pushback against the global homo agenda now that's, like, building pace, and it's in the mainstream. So when they clash, you know, that's going to be the thing. In the mainstream, in the public eye, I see a major clash coming between global homo and the opposite, like people like us. Like what I would call, like, I don't know, just fucking normal moral men. Like, I don't know, like what, like we are essentially the antithesis or whatever the fuck, the opposite. We are the opposite of global homo. We are realm straight. We're straight realmers. That's how I would describe myself anyway. I don't know about you guys. But there's definitely a clash coming. Trust in the All-Father, but watch your 6. Yeah, like, fucking trust in Allah, but tie up your camel. You know, totally. That's all you can do, like, do you know what I mean? Have faith, crush. What was I saying? Fucking, like, I was saying, like, mantras to myself earlier on. Not because I was lacking in motivation, but because I was trying to, like, I was in a lot of pain doing the workout this morning, just like my back and my knees especially, and I was just like, what was I saying to myself? I kept saying, just push the floor, just push the floor, just push the floor. Because, like, when you're trying to hold horse stance, like a good deep horse stance, you know, where you have proper form, man, it's fucking brutal. Like it's fucking brutal. It's a brutal training regime when you try and just like maintain a good mabu. Um, it's fucking like it's if you haven't been doing it since a kid, like them Shaolin fuckers, like it's fucking sore, man. Like you could feel your tendons, like all the tension and the muscle, like everything trying to fucking like I'm essentially like retraining my biomechanics. The way my muscles and my bones and all are shaped, like that's what essentially I'm trying to do the last few years is like hold these forms to fix my posture and fix my hips and all this shit. Like anyway, what was I saying? And on and on. The world has forgotten the hell of war, it seems. Peace to you. Yeah, and on and on. Yeah, like it just goes on and on and on and on. Like it's like seeing life for what it is in terms of like cycles, and then not getting wrapped up in the cycles. That's what it is. Like that's the level of awareness I think a lot of us are on now. Like especially in the bear community, but not just the bears. Like like a lot of people are becoming aware of this, where it's kind of like, oh, I don't like it doesn't benefit me to get emotionally invested in politics. It doesn't benefit me to be like a hyper fucking nerd and like genuinely be emotionally invested in whether or not Iron Man and Batman like who would win between Iron Man and Batman. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, and that's what people get emotionally invested in the new iPhone being released. People get emotionally invested in whether or not they're going to see Taylor Swift live at a concert. Like, do you know, it's like the only thing you should really be emotionally invested in is like you, your family, your friends, like you and your loved ones are the only things that you should really be like emotionally invested in. I don't think you should be incredibly emotionally invested in your work, even if you're somebody like me who's like whose work is their passion. I try not to get too emotionally invested in this stuff, because like God forbid, somebody tries to like steal one of my things, or somebody fucking makes a knockoff of one of my things, or some shit. Like, like I've nearly been scammed a shit ton of times and all. Like, and it's like, if I was really emotionally invested in my work, it'd only be more stressful. Like, it's important as men. It is, I believe, as men, it is our responsibility and our duty to willingly choose to discipline our minds and spirits, to like hone our spiritual energy and discipline our minds and be and like constantly improve, but not in a masturbatory way, not in like this kind of like self-improvement, like be the best version of you fucking bullshit. Like, I mean, like literally and like logistically, am I stronger than I was yesterday? Am I faster than I was yesterday? Am I fucking more like, am I paying more attention? Am I being more considerate and compassionate? Am I being more forgiving? Am I being more grateful? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, almost in a utilitarian sense, be like, if yesterday was a 7, today has to be an 8, But then, like, you can't be like that all the time, everything in moderation. Like, if you're constantly trying to improve, then improving for the sake of improvement becomes the thing, and then you lose sight of what actually matters and shit. Prayers for all my brothers and sisters in such places. Much love. Indeed. Defender is fresh again. Yes, I am fresh today. Today I am fresh. Tomorrow, we do not know these things. Only God knows. A fresh ginger. Fresh ginger is apparently really good for you. Lowers fear when you know what's coming. Yeah, like be aware of your surroundings, but don't like. That's another thought I had earlier on, right? So when I after I did my workout and I started, like, I got in the shower and I started my shower with a cold shower. I didn't wait for it to heat up and then get all comfy. I just hit the button and it just blasts me with cold water and then gradually heats up. And in that moment, I can choose to react, to the stimulus of the cold water hitting my nervous system. How I wanted to react was I wanted to seize up and contract and be like, oh, right? That's your instinctual reaction. That's your gut's reaction, right? So this is where your gut instinct is actually wrong, right? I chose, because I knew that was going to happen if I didn't like ready myself, I chose to take like 2 seconds and go and then hit the button. And because I know, like you just said, like because I know what's coming and I prepared myself accordingly, the water hit me and I relaxed. Instead of contracting, instead of bracing, instead of, you know, resisting in a sense, physically, instead of trying to resist the cold physically, I resisted mentally my urge to react to the cold physically. And what that does is like, it like gives you that moment. It's like post-nut clarity. That's what I compared it to in my mind, and it's like you know, because it is similar. Like, do you know what I mean? Like as a man, like, do you know what I mean? You get that like, oh god, yeah, and then it's gone, and then like all of your like desires for a moment are just like gone because you've climaxed, and like you're no longer horny in that moment. You're no longer like, you know, desiring like all that stuff. It's gone, right? And now all you can think of is like, all right, yeah, fucking, I should do this, and like, oh yeah, I forgot about this, and fucking, oh fuck yeah, I need to put that out on the clothesline, and like, do you know what I mean? Like, you just start getting like, that's why they call it post-nut clarity, like, you know, you get a wave of clarity, like, and the same thing happens when you have a cold shower or a cold shock. You don't have to have like a cold bath or a cold shower. You can literally just like splash some cold water on your face in the fucking morning if you want to. Because it'll still give like the slight same effect, where that shock to your system, that overwhelming amount of stimulus in one area, forces you almost to not, you can't think of anything else. You know, you can't think of anything else in that moment. And like, I think it's even more potent when you're like with the cold shower shit. Like the cold shock response to your nervous system is like even more overwhelming to your nervous system than like fucking post nut clarity. But like it made me think of like, what did I say to myself? I was like, that's all life is. That's what I was like, laughing to myself standing there in the shower, because I was like, that's all, because I was like, you know, I had that moment where I nearly went like, oh, you know, and seized up, but I didn't. I just went like, I just exhaled and I controlled it, and the water hit me, and I felt the water hit me, and it felt cold, but I just exhaled. I just relaxed, you know. And it made me, like, I started saying like, that's all life is just like, most people are stuck in a cycle of reaction. And instead of reacting to stimulus, what you need to do is choose to use your free will. You choose to act based on what stimulus you receive. So instead of just reacting to stimulus all the time, you take a backseat or take a minute, you know, sidestep out of the way for a sec, and like just take a moment and realize that you can choose to act in response to things instead of just reacting, because they're two totally different things. Something happens and you just go, ah, you know, you're scared, you're angry, you're horny, you're hungry, you're like something stimulates you in some way and you just react. That's what an animal does. You know, as men, our purpose in life is to choose things, to choose the right thing, you know. And in every moment of your life, like, you need to do that. You need to like reestablish clarity and control, and then use your logic and your reason and your love. I know it's a bit gay to say, but like your compassion, your understanding, your consideration, like, do you know what I mean? Like your ability to have compassion, your ability to understand, your ability to comprehend. It's all like, you know, your reason, your logic, or logos or whatever, and your love, your natural, like, God-given, like, loving energy and shit. That's what you use, is those trinity of like aspects of your consciousness. Instead of just something happening and you just flinch, something happens and you go, okay, that's just happened, and then you choose an action as a response. And maybe your choice of action is no action. You choose not to react, like, at all, you know. But that's like a thought I had earlier on, in a nutshell, was like, so one of the biggest issues that people have today en masse is they are in a cycle of reaction, and they don't even know that they have the ability to choose a different way to act. They're just like set in their ways, and that, like, you know, that doesn't make them evil. And that's why you have to have compassion for people who are like really fucked up and lost and shit. Like, kind greetings, crushers. Sorry for my absence. Been a bit busy. Whoops. BRB. Kind greetings, crushers. I am awaiting a spine talk appointment about an hour from home. No way. What's wrong with your spina? What has vexed your spina? My nose has just gotten really itchy there. I feel like I have dad nose hairs already, and I'm not even a father yet. You've only got 10 minutes until spinal surgery, or like, is it just an appointment? Like, what's wrong with your back? I can relate. I can re-rate to back problems. Would love to have a cold plunge pill one day. Just build one. Try and build one. I know, like, I say that, but like, it's like, I've got fuck all money and resources as well, like, you know. But like, if you can't buy it, make it, you know, is what I always try and think of doing. And sometimes the thing you make is better than the thing you would have bought. Much wisdom from Wim Hof. Yeah, man, like, your breathing's really important. Your breathing's really fucking important. You jizzed from water. Right. Was I about to do something? I think, like, I've pretty much done what I wanted to do. I fixed up the speakers a bit. I've given the bears some better texture and shading, as well as their clothes. I've put the lighting in, and I put more white on the mountain. Okay, I think we're done. You know, I've only got 3 minutes left. And I've got other shit to do. So I think I'm going to leave it there. So 2acre, if you're here and you're still watching, your painting goo is finished, sir. And I will sign it post haste. Hold on, I'm going to spray. I'm going to squirt on the parrot. I'm going to squirt on the parrot to keep the goo wet. Like, I'll do 2 t-shirts one of these days. I'll do squirt the parrot and then road the parrot. One of them's just like a parrot getting hosed. I don't know. Oh god. Oh, I'm gonna burp again. Oh yeah. Oh, glorious. Oh, it's glorious. My spine was injured in 2019, but it's the weak core muscles that is causing pain and inflammation. Been making progress for a year now. It's my first appointment with this one. Best thing for back problems and all that shit: Qigong, calisthenics. They're like, don't go to a gym, don't do weights, don't any of that shit. Just body weight maneuvers, like calisthenics and martial arts shit like Tai Chi and Qigong is the best stuff for like rehabilitation. You've probably heard things like movement is medicine and all that shit. Like, try to avoid surgery as much as possible, all that stuff. The amount of people I know who's like, oh, my shoulder's a bit off, and then they get told they need shoulder surgery, and then their shoulder is like fucking way fucking worse after it and all that fucking shit. You know, movement is medicine. Like, drink a shit ton of water. You know, try to eat clean and shit like that. Like, and your breath is like one of the most important things in terms of like a healthy mind and body and all that shit. And yeah, hot to cold, not cold to hot. That's another one. Because depending on like if you're not in a great overall good state of health, introducing cold can like make you worse. But anyway, now I'm just rambling. So, I hope you have enjoyed today's painting goo. I know I did ooh. If you would like to support the stream, the link is in the description. If you would like to purchase any of my merchandise, link also in description. Check out my Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok. What else do I have? I have no idea. If you're a randomer and you're not in the Telegram channel, then you're probably where you belong. 100%. Thank you. I do love you all. We love you too, Corberu. Much love. Riv, Raf, Rov, Paintingu. Yeah. What day is today? Wednesday? I will be here. Same time, same place, same high octane painting energy. Tomorrow, I'm going to refill the hat. So tomorrow we are going back to our regularly scheduled Paintingu shenanigans. So we'll pick a country and we'll pick stuff out of the hat. So that's going to be fun. I'll get this off to 2acre as soon as possible. And yeah, in the meantime, be good, be true, be beautiful. And I shall see you tomorrow at 3. For it will be time to gather your chi. Auf Wiedersehen, sayonara, farewell. And I'll see you tomorrow. Much love all. Bye bye. Toodaloo. Oh. That's how Asians say goodbye. Oh. I'm shutting up now.